Good morning, MDMC. For today's daily word, I want to offer to you a tool that was offered to me. There's this great little book you could read in an afternoon called Praying the Bible by Donald Whitney. And in it, he shares practices that you can use when you read the scriptures to pray with them, to use the scriptures as a ground to stand on when you pray. I know all of us are trying to find ways to grow spiritually during this odd time, and so this is a helpful practice for me. You may have been told before, maybe even by one of our pastors, that if you don't know what to pray the Psalms. And that's good advice. I've given it before. But sometimes the next step is, okay, I want to pray the Psalms, but which one? Donald Whitney offers this tool to use. He says, if you know what day it is, whatever date it is, to find that number, say it's the 5th of the month, go to Psalm 5. And if that psalm doesn't particularly strike you mood-wise or isn't something that you want to pray, add 30 to it and go to Psalm 35 or 30 more to 65 or to 95 and pray the psalm that strikes you when you add that number. Eventually, if you do that over the month, you'll pray all of the psalms and you can mark the ones that you've prayed. And so it's an easy practice. You find these words that might strike you, that might be words you want to use to pray for yourself, or they may be aspirational. You read the psalm and you find that this person is joyful, excited, close to God, feels spiritually filled and spiritually strengthened. But maybe you don't feel that way. So you can use that psalm to pray in longing for God to transform you in that way. And so just as a model, I wanted to pray for you a prayer for the Monday following Easter, the 13th. And adding 30 to that number, you can find your way to Psalm 133. And just to model how this can be a simple practice, it doesn't have to be formal in any way. God isn't going to check your grammar or count how many times you say He's going to listen to you. So let us pray Psalm 133 together. God, how good and pleasant it would have been to gather your people in unity on Easter. How precious it would have been to feel your generosity, your abundance like oil run down on all of us gathered, that we could experience your joy and your abundance as we celebrate the resurrection. Like the abundance that ran down Aaron's beard, this priest that connected us to you, this connection we now feel forever because of your Son. Like dew covering land everywhere, we know that you are with us always, but in this time, sometimes we don't feel it. God, we know that you bestow your blessing on all people, and this blessing includes that life that lasts forevermore. We long for that now as we celebrate it in this Easter season. Amen.